Hello, and we are here at track 7 of the House Share album podcast. I'm sure I'm saying that different every time. Still, doesn't really matter, does it? No. Anyway, so here we are, track 7, Townhouse. Now, traditionally, on a vinyl album, track 7 would be one of the best tunes, or it would become your favourite tune. Normally, if you don't believe me, go back and have a look. I don't know if it was by design. I seem to remember that there was some element of that by design. When they used to lay out the album tracks, they would, you might get the single from the album at track 7 or near it at least, or the next album, or the next single release, something like that. But anyway, this isn't vinyl, so track 7 on this isn't a single release or that good, or is it? Because I just played a little bit of it and this is in your face, this tune, and yes, the stab is back, and it's taken on a new lease of life, but this tune is actually a dance floor filler. I'm gonna stick my neck out and say that. And if you've been following this, you know that I'm not convinced that any of these tunes are any good, which is why I'm doing the podcast and I've done the channel, because I've asked my friends and they're all being friends and saying nice things about them, and I genuinely like to know. And if what my friends are saying is true, then like all big-headed blokes, I want to share them with the world. So that's why I'm doing this. But I just listened to this and I have to admit, if I was back on my dance floor in the 90s and this came on, yes, I would be still on the dance floor without a shadow of a doubt. It's proper in your face tune with a really nice driving beat, and again, it's got the vocal hit. And what decent house tune of this era doesn't have a piano riff in it? And Townhouse is no different. It's got killer piano riff in this. It's back. I don't think we've had a piano in the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I can't remember. You're the one listening to this, you tell me. Or maybe you're running through a park. Why is it I'm convinced that everyone listening to these are running through a park? If you are running through a park, please let me know. But if you're not, then let me know where you are doing your listening. Maybe you've got community service and they're making you listen to this. I mean, that really would be a punishment, wouldn't it? Where was I? Oh yes, punishment. So yeah, Townhouse isn't a punishment. I'm absolutely convinced this is a nice tune. This one is a bit more upbeat. Again, it's 130 BPM, so 130 beats a minute. So it's a real pick-me-up. So I'm trying to make each podcast about 20 minutes long, but I'm wondering what they're going to be, because I haven't actually cut out all of the pauses and gaps like these yet, and to see what they are. I'm kind of sort of making them as and when I've got time, because basically what I'm trying to do is like this podcast is the first podcast I've ever tried to do, and talking about stuff and making it interesting is harder than you think, unless you've listened to the rest of these track episodes. I genuinely don't know if they're interesting. I'm just putting up, see what works. That's where I'm coming from, really. Yes, again, I think in one of the episodes I said I'm trying to create a community. I want people to feedback. I'd love it if, I don't care. I don't want hundreds of thousands of people. God, I can't think of anything more horrendous than being somebody famous who can't go anywhere. I had a small touch of that in the 90s because I became well known in certain area because we were putting on things, and but not like superstardom, but there were quite often I would end up. I mean, I used to go to free parties and raves all over the south of England, like Oxfordshire and Gloucestershire and Avon, and down on the, I don't even know, some of these, down near Burnham-on-Sea, whatever that area is, and Kent and Buckinghamshire, Hertfordshire, so basically all across the Midlands. And you'd end up in cowsheds somewhere, a barn, a field, and then I'd get people coming up to me and saying hi, and they know me from whatever. And don't get me wrong, that wasn't unpleasant, but I am strangely quite a private person. I like to keep, I believe each to their own. I don't want to judge someone as long as they're not hurting anybody, or I think good for you. Why should I judge what you're doing? If I don't like what you're doing, someone else will. So who am I to comment? So I don't like giving my opinion out there, though people who know me will say that I do. But then people that really know me will tell you that I don't unless I'm asked. So if you don't want to know, don't ask me. But if you do ask me, I will tell you what I think. I think it's only fair. And that's kind of what I'm looking for here. If I get, say, 20 people who want to hang out regularly, and and we do live things, or we comment and stuff like that, then and if these people are isolated somewhere, and this gives them something to do, then that would be great. So I do have another channel where I'm, because I, as I said before, I work in social care. I support people with learning disabilities and autism as a job role when I'm doing it. I'm currently moving into doing private mentoring, but it takes a while to get that going. And on the other channel, as I say, I get a few people with autism contacting me, and I always reply, and I want to be able to always do that, because that's the whole point of what I started these things for. I'm a hippie at heart, peace and love, everybody, but I'm also a realist. I've seen the darker side of the world, so I know that not everybody out there has got everyone's best intentions at heart, but I'm seeking the people who do have the best intentions, and hopefully that will happen. But of course, I'm aware that the internet is a breeding ground for unpleasantness, so who knows, maybe we'll get more of that than we get pleasantness. We'll see. I'm pretty confident it won't particularly bother me. There's nothing you can say about the things I'm doing that I haven't already thought, and at the end of the day, I'm creating something. You don't have to like it. It's easy to criticize. It's much harder to create something. And as I said, for me, this is a bit of fun. Be lovely if you like something, but it'd equally be lovely if we can have a laugh and joke about something, getting a bit of banter going or whatever. I don't know. See how it goes. I'm probably expecting a bit of a tumbleweed moment with this channel. I've desperately been trying to create these shorts. I can't bear shorts that seem to be so popular, because I don't see that. Well, I'm not a horse. I see in widescreen. I don't see in a portable. I see in landscape, and I find the shorts very annoying. I want to know what's going on either side of what the camera's looking at. Anyway, but I'm old-fashioned, so I'm trying to create shorts. And also, I know that it helps if you can be in the videos, but I don't really have any kit. I'm doing things with very old stuff. I mean, I've got an old knackered iPhone that I used to film some things, and I got a really old Sony camcorder that makes a noise. You can hear the motor, whatever, running inside it. It's that old, and to film yourself is quite hard when you're on your own, and I do all this stuff on my own. So I am trying to make it more interesting, and if, as I say, if we do get more interest, maybe I'll try and get one of those new Fandango image capturing devices and get rid of these steam power ones I've got. But you made me do it again. I've digressed. We're supposed to be talking about Townhouse and where I'm at with that. So now we are getting into say second year of trying to make tunes, and we're up to track 7. And I'm starting to feel that these tunes are, something you can listen to. Now, I particularly like this one, and I think this is another one that I've made with just the 90s feel at heart, because I'm looking at the next one, so track 8, and that's called Dos House. And I remember making this one because I made the first 8 bars of that and put it to one side, and it was an attempt at making progressive house. So I think Townhouse was another one because it's really upbeat, and I like those ones because I think I pretty much live my life at 140 BPM or more. So I purposely brought a lot of these down. Later on, once because I have finished this album, so the 20 tracks are done, and I have started messing about making some other things, like I think I mentioned in one of the previous track episodes about Hypnotic Groove, which was inspired by Blake, which is going to be the first track I actually put up on this on the channel. I mean, I'm making these podcasts before anything's gone up. I'm trying to make a few things so that when I put some stuff up, I've got stuff to go, so that if there is anybody out there that wants to listen and wants to support, that I have got something for you. See how much I care. I'm a caring person. So, I'm sending out the love, so let's get some love back. Yeah? Right? No, maybe that's not how love works. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to do, is is build up some stuff. But I have started making some other things now that don't follow a mold like the house stuff. So and I'm going to release things weekly and stuff, because at the end of the day, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I know there's some kind of algorithm to do with YouTube, and even though I'm not that bothered, because I'm not interested in fame. I'm struggling because I know I'm going to have to do face videos. I'm going to have to be in them to make them more interesting at some point, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about that with the kit I've got, because it's hard to do it on my own. Anyway, but I do want the algorithm to push the channel a bit, because I do want to try and make a community, because as I said, it would be great. I'd love it if other people that were making tunes could share those. Maybe they don't want to run a channel and we can put them on. We can get podcasts with other people talking. I don't know. It would be great to make some kind of old raver community and do something. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be a nightmare. But anyway, so back to this album. As I said, when this gets done, I will be releasing different stuff that breaks mold. I've also been playing around with some trance. My gosh, you need to those attempts. I mean, I think they're okay, but I'm not sure they're like at proper trance level things. But we'll get to that at some point as well. And experimenting with doing some other videos, like showing a bit of how to use Logic Pro, and I have made 2 episodes that you've got to see that. I think they're a car crash. I'll probably have to do those again, but I think I'm going to put them up so everyone can have a laugh. But I've noticed we're running on again, because we ramble off, we don't stick to the subject, and Townhouse is the subject, track 7, and as I say, so if you take a listen to this, I think you'll like it. And listen out for the synth stab. It's back. The synth stab. Doon, 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 doon. It's just the single chord. And of course, the piano's back in this one. And I think you'll like it. Let me know. I mean, let me know about any of it. I mean, be honest, as long as it's nice. Anyway, Townhouse. Let's see what you think.